Africa, where low rainfall linked to El Nino is expected to lead to more months of drought in parts of the continent, particularly in East Africa and in the Horn of Africa. Ethiopia, one of the worst heat countries, is already experiencing its worst drought in decades. El Nino-related drought has decimated food crops and led to poor harvests in the country. Experts say some 8.2 million Ethiopians out of a population of nearly 100 million need food aid. Most of those affected by drought live in rural areas and depend on agriculture and livestock for their livelihoods and food. The World Food Programme warns that humanitarian needs in Ethiopia had increased since the beginning of 2015 due to the El Nino weather phenomenon.
The World Food Programme is saying today that humanitarian needs in Ethiopia have tripled since the beginning of 2015, as severe drought in some regions exacerbate the strongest El Nino in decades, cause successive harvest failures and widespread livestock death. Out of 10 million people now requiring urgent humanitarian assistance, the World Food Programme is expected to support the government in meeting the needs of 7.6 million people in 2016. Yet so far, less than 5% of the resources required for the first 6 months of the year are available.
Failed rains during the spring and summer have sparked food and water shortages in the Horn of Africa nation, which boasts one of the continent's highest growth rates but depends heavily on rain-fed farming. El Nino, marked by warming sea surface temperatures in the Pacific Ocean, causes extremes such as scorching weather in some areas of the globe and heavy rains and floods in others. Meteorologists expect El Nino to peak in January. The government of Ethiopia recently unveiled a comprehensive plan to respond to the immediate needs of those most affected, with the international community pledging $300 million. However, an estimated $1.4 billion for emergency food, clean water and nutrition and health is needed to help save the lives of the most vulnerable.
The World Food Programme also says that the government is leading a well-coordinated response and has devoted enormous resources of its own to addressing the growing humanitarian needs, but that the crisis in the scale urgently requires significant support from the international community.
African countries are being encouraged to take up climate change adaptation efforts, such as planting new trees and improving soil and water conservation, among other things, to respond to disaster forecasts.